Hello and welcome. Now today, changing the crankshaft position sensor in this 2000 Nissan Xterra, and this is the one I am using. So, let's get to work. Okay, so obviously the V6 automatic, you're going to run a raise at least part of the vehicle to get under it to do this. Of course, safely, as always. And we're going to go underneath the driver's side. Now, under the driver's side here, if you can see this kind of goldish color piece of metal, it is a heat shield. Behind that heat shield there is actually where the sensor is. Now, let's move this wire out of the way just a little bit. The bolt for it is actually going upwards, facing that way on top. So you're going to want either a quick ratchet, a 1/4 inch drive, or a ratchet wrench to do this. Now, if you can see, I have an open end wrench on it, and well, it's going to be slow going and kind of difficult holding the camera. But if you had an open end ratchet wrench, this would go a lot faster. I do not. Now I had to go at a weird angle, laying upside down to get it with a wrench, but I did it in just enough to where, well, loose enough I can get it with my hands, because it's probably going to be quicker with my hands to remove that heat plate bolt. Of course, be careful, because what I'm experiencing is that trying to get my whole hand up in there and grab that bolt, my hand hits the heat shield and puts it in a bind where I can't get the bolt loose. So I'm literally just turning it with my fingers. So here's the heat shield and the bolt. So you can see it goes through that hole right there. Kind of gives you an idea of what you're working with. Kind of a different. So now here's our sensor, and the bolt's out of the way, so it's literally just a simple slide out like that. Of course, it's still plugged up, so it's probably going to be too difficult to pull down here to unplug it, so I'm just going to pull it up now and unplug it. So I'm going to try to fish this out of here somehow. If I can get my hand back through here and there it is. Okay. So this probably won't be a popular opinion, but it's definitely going to be an easy way to do it. And that is, I'm going to go ahead this thing's been on there a while. Unplug the old one. And I'm going to go ahead and plug the new one in. I'll put the new one on here. Like that. Make sure it's plugged in now, because it's a lot easier to reach here than it is under the car. Then I'm going to fish it back down in there where I can get underneath and just put it back in. And now you can see the new one's already down here. There it is. So now that that's in, now the fun part, getting this heat shield back up here. And getting it lined up while I'm trying to hold a camera. Which is always fun while you're trying to do all this one-handed and look through the viewfinder and what you're doing at the same time. Okay. I'm just gonna go back, get it started. There it is. Okay. I know this is hard to see, but I'm kind of giving you an example of how I'm doing this by hand. I'm laying directly on my back, using my left hand to reach up there, straight up this way, because that seems to be the easiest way to deal with this issue. Same thing with the wrench. So when you tighten and loosen it, honestly, I'm right-handed, but left hand works too. So I'm getting it pretty snug by hand right there. I know you can't hardly see it, you can barely see it, but this is how I'm doing it. And I am tightening it down now. I got the best I could by hand. And this just takes a second because I only got a little bit of room to turn each time. Now I got it snug down. It is on there. And one thing I want to make sure of is I did kind of move that wire out of my way temporarily, this O2 sensor wire. And I want to put it back where it was, out of the way, and there. Alright, there it is. Done. It's idling smoother than what it did when it showed up here. No engine lights. Good to go. Now this job is intimidating at first, I won't lie, because obviously the location. The location of that sensor is probably, most people, undoable or just very intimidating. You don't want to do it. It's really not that bad if you can reach up there. You have to raise the vehicle up so you can actually get some shoulder movement, but it is doable. I think it took me 15 minutes to do it. So easy enough to do. No need to pay a shop high dollar to change that little sensor. I hope this information proved helpful. As always, thanks for watching.